we love those power performances. It always fires us up. Welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by CAR, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn and Kristen. Julie's not with us today, but don't worry, she's dancing somewhere across the country. Who knows?
Ooh, I liked that.
I know, but we're excited because today we're going to be covering our very first Ultra Dance tour as well as car dance competition shows. So let's get into it.
It was a crazy weekend. I can't even lie. We had some crazy rain in California.
Yes.
We were both in California, but just at different ends of California. And the rain,
Crazy.
you would have thought it was a hurricane.
Honestly, it
That was pretty
scary
like,
for a little second, but we survived.
I rhymed really well that right there. The rain was like a hurricane. Okay, I have to go. I'm going to start off. We kicked things off in Redondo Beach for our car dance competition. Super fire. First routine I want to talk about is Act 379, Glamorous Life. This was Addison Paul from PAVE School of the Arts. Our entire team could not stop talking about her after she performed, but she danced like she was 15. It was absolutely absurd to me. Like, how are they dancing like that at such a young age? Scott Myrick choreographed this routine, and I put that her choreography was on point. She won first overall elite soloist ages 9 to 11, and she actually scored high enough to win the Elite Ultimate Performance Award, which is that beautiful glass award. We actually had a couple of them this weekend, and she was the first one of the weekend to win it. And it's exciting for our dancers because they are used to our awards, right? So when we bring something new in, they're like, wait a second, this is the coolest award I've ever received. So kudos, dancing like a 15-year-old at 9 to 11.
Wow. They're getting better, younger and younger. It's crazy.
Okay. Fair.
So I was at Ultra San Jose this weekend, and the first studio as a whole I want to talk about is DNA Dance Collective.
They're so good.
So good, but for so many different reasons. So the first routine I just want to touch on is 374, Boys in the Street, choreographed by Jordan Pitts. They got second overall, ultra competitive, large group, 15 to 19. When I tell you I was holding back tears, this routine
I love a tearjerker.
was so beautifully done. The commitment and the back and forth of the soft to the harsh movements, because the song really does portray like these soft moments, but then it gets really rough and angry, and they did it so beautifully. And that is a performance that you guys should be so proud of, regardless of where it placed. I mean, they got second overall. It's incredible, but like, that's a routine that is going to move people, is going to impact people, is going to change people's mindsets. So I just really appreciated that.
I really need to watch this dance.
You have to watch it. You have to watch it. It's so good. But on the flip side of that, they come out and do this beautiful routine, and then they come back a couple numbers later, and they're just like eating up these hip hop routines. Like, so good. It's like Derek and Amber and that entire staff is so on top of it with the hip hop and just in general their performance. But I want to shout out Hazel Dominguez. She performed her solo 233 straight up. She's a star, like flat out. There are some dancers in this industry, and I hope she continues, but you can't teach them what they're doing, if that makes sense. Her instincts are spot on. She's doing things that aren't even trainable. It's just within her. You can tell that she was truly just like born to dance. And whether she was in her hip hop solo killing it, or the contemporaries or the lyricals, whatever it was, I was mesmerized by her. So much so that I literally had to talk to her backstage and just tell her like, hey, I just want you to know you are someone that everyone is watching, and
It'd be like that
so
sometimes.
Proud. And she was honestly shocked to hear it. But yeah, I just was so impressed with DNA. I love their energy the whole weekend, like the staff, the students, all of them. I just always love when I get to have them at a show. So awesome job to DNA. Can't wait for next season.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a lot of homework. I need to watch all of those routines that you just talked about. The next one I want to talk about is from Academy of Dance Westlake. It was Act 516, The Last Time. Ironic, because it was the last dance of the weekend. It was an elite duet trio, 15 to 19. They're twins, first of all. I just want to point that out. They were twins. I wrote that they legit looked so happy while they were performing. Like, they looked sad at the beginning. Like, they were, like, going to be leaving each other. And I was like, no. And then they took you on this journey of, like, happiness and, like, this is the last time, obviously. Their stylized performance and choreography was incredible. We actually met their mom after the awards. She was the last one in the building, and her daughters were upstairs still like packing up all their stuff. And she was telling us all about these two fabulous, wonderful dancers that we had just watched on the stage. Apparently, they are moving to New York City. They're absolutely killing it. And they also won the Elite Ultimate Performance Award, winning with that score of 291. It was wonderful. I loved them. Their mom was great. They're great. They're like the last ones to leave the nest, she said. They're moving to New York City. They've already been going to New York City to try and audition for things. And I just feel like they have a bright future ahead of them. So congratulations to those twins. Awesome. I want to see them dance on Broadway.
Let's go. Okay. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is, again, from that Ultra San Jose show, you guys, this talent was insane. I want to talk about Extreme Force Dance Company. Miss Ashley Firestone just bringing the fire to the stage. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, first, I want to start off with that 557 I'm Tired. This received first overall ultra competitive small group 15 to 19.
Okay.
The costumes, first of all, were like threaded, falling off. You can tell it just immediately. And the fact that they went Sunday night when we were all extremely tired, I was like,
was it that Labyrinth song that I'm Tired?
It was so good.
That's a good one.
So truly, when I tell you, everyone in the lobby just stopped to watch that performance because we
course.
have those giant screen TVs. Everyone in the lobby, whether they were buying merch, taking photos, just stopped and was like, it was like that. It was so insanely good. And then I also wanted to talk about the 386 Show Me How, because this was the large group. They also took first overall. And this is where I'm saying, like, the versatile dancers that they have is so incredible, especially in Northern California. Like, the talent is so insane.
They're cool there.
So the fact that they can come on and do like these stunning contemporary routines, and then they come out and like show us up when it comes to these fire jazz and
then hip hop,
and it's just, I was loving it so much. But I do want to give a shout out to their younger dancers, because they received first and second overall in competitive plus 7 to 8. And these little ladies, they did 280 Glamorous Life and 273 Legends, which was like a cute little superhero routine.
Cute.
They're on fire. Like, the fact that they were only 7 to 8, I thought they were 9 to 11.
Okay.
Which just goes to show how
their training.
They were just in it. You could just tell too, like those dancers that are going to be those first and second overall elite senior soloists. Like, you can just tell, because you can tell their heart's in it. They've got the training. They got the support. Yeah.
Facts.
So I was just so impressed with not just their younger dancers, but their older dancers, their entire studio. I was just loving it. So awesome job, Ashley, and the entire Extreme Force Dance Company. You guys were incredible this weekend.
Okay. So like we talked about last week, how anything can happen at a show and you just have to be prepared. We had some rain at our show, and I don't understand how this even happened. I was backstage preparing for the DAC speech. We had one of our Hope Studios there to do a presentation while we did DAC. And so I was preparing the kids with the buckets, and there was a dance on stage. It was Act 426 Blue Skies from Dance Creations. It was a beautiful tab routine. They had these cute, like 2 cute boxes that were painted blue with cloudy skies, and it was so good. And they won first overall secondary small group. About halfway through their performance, the lights flickered backstage. And I was like, that's funny. And I was like, I hope that doesn't cause any issues. And then from the light bulbs on the stage, we have those like classic Christmas lights on the top of our stage. From that point on, the lights just went out. Music still playing, photos still being taken, judges commentating, like everything was still rocking and rolling. But for some reason, the video cut out. I don't know why. And everyone was screaming. They were screaming backstage, like, this is incredible. They're still going. They're still dancing. They come off stage. Obviously, we're like, hey. But before they came off stage, I'm getting ahead of myself. The lights came back on and they finished their performance like so wonderfully. And the crowd was going wild. Like, everyone backstage was like, how does this happen? No clue, right? No clue. we asked them like, hey, you guys want to go again? Like, we just want to make sure your videos, your photos, everything looks great. And they're like, no, that was freaking awesome. And then they won first overall in their secondary small group 9 to 11. They literally didn't miss a beat. And that just goes to show like these teachers training these kids, don't stop. Just keep going until they call you off stage, obviously. But like they had like a mid, lights out, lights on. Maybe they'll do that at their recital.
Professionals,
you know, like they're already so good at it. Like,
love it.
They crushed it.
Good stuff. Okay, the next one I want to talk about from Ultra San Jose is Yoko's Dance and Performing Arts Academy. Stunning as always. You guys know, everyone knows Yoko's. They know that they have got the ballet, they've got the technique, they've got the beautiful routines. And the one that I want to start with is 510 Adrift. This was so beautiful. We actually... I remember I almost missed it because we had to go in and out of order a little bit, and I almost missed it. And I just coincidentally kind of snuck into the back of the theater, and I was about to go down to the table, and I stopped and I got to watch it from the very back, which normally I'm up in the front. So, I mean, you get to feel the energy, but seeing the back theater,
like the full
point of view was stunning. And this was not their younger dancers, but I mean, they wasn't their super seniors. So I was like, wow, very impressed with them. And then talk about their 367 Bolero. This was their ultra competitive mega group, 9 to 11, first overall. And this is the, without a doubt, most gorgeous ballet routine I have ever seen on a stage.
We love a ballet moment,
it was gorgeous. And especially for like people who don't love ballet, I think it's easy for you guys to be like, oh, boring. Like, no. This routine was absolutely beautiful. The lines, the legs, the arms, even like they're beautiful. Like when they would hold an arabesque and just like flow, it was stunning. So I was just absolutely obsessed the entire weekend getting to watch all of these beautiful dancers. So shout out to Aaron and Megan, that dynamic duo. You guys are putting in work with these dancers, and you can tell. So awesome job.
I get to see them this weekend.
I'm
so excited.
It's good stuff.
I can't wait to see. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about was Act 466 Summer from Dance Studio 84. This dancer's name is Cole Harbor. I saw a clip of his solo performance on Instagram over the weekend, and I was like, this kid's cool. I have to watch his whole routine. So obviously I did just that on Monday night. The notes that I wrote were that his dynamics and his movement was so refreshing to watch. I said that he had cool, almost like Ian Eastwood, Brian Puspos vibes with his movement quality. He made it look so easy and like, like how you look that cool? I'm curious. And like, who's your teacher? Because they did a fantastic job. Like the vibes were cool. He like gave that like subtle smile when he was feeling good on stage. And I was like, you're cool. I literally wrote, wish I could be that cool. Very refreshing. Cause there's a sea of like jazz performances and lyrical solos and contemporary solos. And those are so beautiful to watch. And then he came out with that cool hip hop vibe. And we were just like, yeah, you're a cool kid. We like you. And he crushed it.
Love it.
Shout out to Cole from Dance Studio 84.
Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to talk about Forever Dance Lake Tahoe, who was in San Jose this weekend.
You just had the big dogs.
You guys, it was dance after dance after dance this weekend. It was such good talent. But the thing that I love about Forever Dance is their energy when they hit that stage is just electric. And that's what we want to see at Ultra. So starting with 339, Friend Like Me, they won the IDA Best Character Novelty Musical Theater, People's Choice. They got a power performance. And you guessed it, they got first overall Ultra Competitive group 12 to 14. So they absolutely killed it. And the Friend Like Me was obviously Aladdin. It was the genie. It was the props.
And they go full out.
And they go full out. They had the lamp that was smoking. They had everything. It was just so good. I love when they bring in that musical theater
They still
element.
have that prop dad, right?
No, because Brianna graduated. So now they have these two new parents that are like really doing this fantastic job with the props. Yes.
Okay.
But shout out to the prop department over at Forever Dance. You guys know we love you. So yeah, that was just absolutely incredible. And then the other one I want to touch on, because this was essentially our motto the rest of the weekend after we heard it. 371, Freedom is a State of Mind. Do you know this song?
Nope.
Such a good song. And essentially the whole dance
Can you sing it for me?
That's the thing. So the whole dance, they were like screaming in each other's faces. And they're like, freedom is a state of mind. Freedom is a state of mind. It was so intense and like just like pumped up the entire crowd.
Okay.
So much so that me and Poe, our tallier, and like the other staff members, anytime we started to feel ourselves kind of get like a little bit tired throughout the weekend, one of us would just be like, freedom is a state of mind. And like it would just pump us back up again. So
I love a motto.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. But yeah, just like they are just so energizing to watch, and I love watching them. And honestly, freedom is a state of mind was like the perfect example. I would love to spend 1 second in Dino Elias's mind, truly,
honestly,
because it's just they just deliver. So anyway, big fan. We love it. Good job, Forever Dance, as always.
Wow, that fired me up just now.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one that I want to talk about is Act 454, Crying from Academy of Dance Westlake. I mean, it was the JT throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Cry me a river.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was the coolest movement. I couldn't describe it. Like, when I saw it on stage, I was like, this is really cool. It was only a couple acts before the awards, so we were down at the table, and I loved that I got to see that one live. They weren't super technique heavy. It was more choreography based. So, yes, they gave a leg, but they gave like a shape at the same time. And I enjoyed how they did it. And like at one point, like one of the girls like pulled down her like lipstick a little bit. So it was kind of like smeared. It was like, I don't know what their vibe of their costume was, but it was kind of giving like sad, like almost like the sad clown vibes almost. And I really enjoyed it. And the way that they were doing their facial expressions, I was like, oh, they feel this right now. Like, I don't know what the story was behind the choreographer. Like, I love a story. I love trying to figure it out. Ashley Firestone does a really good job of like trying to figure out that story. And I feel like they did that as well, but I couldn't figure it out. So if you're the teacher or choreographer for 454 Crying, I want to know what the story was behind that dance, because it was really good. The last note I wrote about it was the vibes were high.
Nice.
In all caps. They were.
Love it.
It brought me joy.
Good stuff.
Anyways.
Good stuff. Okay, so we're going to wrap up San Jose Ultra with listing a couple of the power performances. Ooh. So for those of you who don't know, at Ultra, we have a power performance where that judge wants to immediately give that amazing feedback to these dancers. And I want to talk about from Lana's Dance Studio, Act 382, Over You. I believe this was choreographed by Kira. Stunning. From the second they hit the stage, these costumes were so well done, and you could even hear their dresses like swiping on the stage. It was so powerful. So I love that one. That one got a power performance. The judge was saying, oh my gosh, this was incredible. Like, that's like, I think, their piece of the year. I'm really excited for them. Our next power performance that we got was from Yoko's, and this dancer is Fiona. We know her. We love her. She is stunning. And the coolest thing about Fiona this weekend is she had a couple different solos, but she scored the highest score that we have ever seen in Ultra history with a 298.
No way.
Insane. So I'm curious to see if anyone's able to beat that, because this is for every level, whether it be solo, duet, trio, or a group dance. She has scored the highest. So
it's the first show out.
It's the first show out. So I'm just excited to see her maintain that title of that supercharged performance and really continue to hold on to that. But I mean, she got first overall. She got a power performance, like all of the things. She was absolutely stunning. So congratulations to her. We love those power performances. It always fires us up.
Literally last week we were like, if this is the vibe that's being set for the season, like I'm so excited for the season. And it's second week.
Yeah. And then we had an awesome improv challenge. The 12 and under winner was Shayla Dempsey from Extreme Force Dance Company. And then that 13 and up winner was Joy Lynn from Yoko's Dance. So we had such a fun-filled weekend, you guys. We are just getting started. It was only the first. Yeah, it was only the first weekend of Ultra, so we are just so excited to continue. It was the first weekend of Car, and we got Rainbow, Car, and Ultra happening this weekend, all three brands. So stay tuned. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.